Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Yes, we're going to be talking about the U.S.S. Reliant today. We're going to be going over abilities, basic crewing, and also the faction store as well. So there's a lot to pack in to this video, so let's get cracking straight on with it. This is the U.S.S. Reliant. As you saw in the intro, I launched it. I actually launched it around about 14 hours ago. Did a video on at the launch. But the one thing is, there's a few things I just missed in that video, so let's get them in this one. So we're going to start off with the ship's abilities. It is a Miranda class starship from the Star Trek The Wrath of Khan. Obviously the Miranda class through Star Trek canon has actually been one of the biggest workhorses within the Federation, next to the Excelsior class starship. But it's nice the fact we actually get this, and free-to-play players will be accessing this ship either a couple of days before recording or about a week before recording, maximum. Well, I think maximum, to roughly about a week after. Depends on how often you actually did your pulls, whether you did the 22-hour clock, the 24-hour clock, or you just generally missed days. So I think I missed 1 or 2 days with this thing. So me personally, I feel I'm a little bit behind. But anyway, the ship has a number of abilities. In total, it has about 4 of them. And so let's start off with the basics then. As you can see, my ship is already level 5, so for level 5 I'm starting with isolytic damage of 1500%. This actually starts at 1100% and will max out at level 90 at 75,000%. This is an 18 tier starship. You can see just in the grey out area in the pink part below. It is an epic explorer, so crewing it for explorer speed will be relatively easy. You'll be able to take advantage of max speed, max input speed crew should you want to. But like I say, this will top out 75,000 when you actually get it there. I do believe it is ops locked, so sadly you will need to work your way through it. I believe it's an ops 35 shipyard 35 ship as well, so I'll put that screenshot in now for you so you can actually see to verify whether I'm right or wrong. Possibly wrong, knowing my luck. But anyway, next up is the Apex Barrier. 50,000. This does not change whatsoever through the whole 90 levels. 50,000, that's it. Now, quick rundown on Apex Barrier, how it works. Basically, for every 10,000, it doubles it basically increases it gives you an extra hull. So instead of killing 1 hostile, you can kill 2 hostiles for the same amount of hull. So if 1 hostile take 1,000 off you, with Apex Barrier at 10,000, 2 hostiles will only take 1,000 hull off you. 50,000, well, that's 5 hulls basically. So that's 5 hostiles for the price of 1, basically. Think of Apex Barrier as a bog off. For every 10,000, it's a bog off. Buy 1, get 1 free. Or in this case, buy 5 for the price of 1. So that's what it is. But like I say, no increase over the 90 levels. That's it. End of story. Also, it comes with the ability to nullify the dilithium destabilization of the hijacked D7 and the DY200 class, which is the Botany Bay. It is an Augment grinder. Maybe I should have put that at the beginning, but hey ho. Just reading basic script information. That is it. So it is a one-trick pony. Augment exile hostiles as each ability keeps stating. One-trick pony will not... You can use it against other hostiles should you want, but it's not going to be one of your primary grinders out in the galaxy. It's just going to be for that augment space, which we'll look at shortly. So, yeah, instead of taking a 30 or a 90% chance of actually being destroyed by this dilithium destabilization, it actually nullifies that effect completely, making it irrelevant. Basically means this thing is an effective hostile chaser and Botany Bay killer. Botany Bays are relatively easy to kill if you can get past that 30%. So, but that's that one. Now, the final ability of this ship is increasing the amount of splices that you get. It has its own loot boosting ability, which starts off at 100%. This goes up every tier. So there are 18 levels to go at. So once I get to tier 2, I will need to increase to level 6 to actually get the next level of ability. At tier 18, level 86 to 90 will top out at 3,500%. So that's a significant amount of loot that you're able to actually gain with this thing. Now, going up against these Augment hostiles, there are a number of crews that you can use against this one. As you can see here, I've got a cargo capacity and loot increase. There are other things, and for early on, because of the cargo size, and what I'll do is I'll actually take the loot officers off the ship just to show you my basic loot. Yeah, fine, no captain. But my ship's cargo ability is 2.86 million. Whereas if I have those 3 particular officers, and if we'll just put them back in again, so cargo, so you and you. Like I said, I will throw in a few extra crews as well you can use. I'm now up to 3.4 million. So that's giving me an extra 600,000 loot that I can actually acquire, which is advantageous. Now, I would primarily recommend a loot crew should you want to. But the one thing is, early on, it's not going to be very effective. Well, it will be effective, and it will actually fill your cargo bay so fast, the fact that you'll have to keep an eye on it. Whereas if you increase your cargo, you're going to be able to get that extra loot. But the one officer for loot increasing would be Carol Marcus here, increasing your the splices loot specifically by 150%. Now, when I come down to saying loot crew, there is two formations I would probably highly recommend that you do actually use. And here's the first one. And we'll clear the bottom deck because we don't need to worry about that. But this is the first one, and the reason I'm going to say this one, this bridge, and I am actually just going to cover this as briefly as I can, but there is a lot to put in. This gives me 290% at the minute because 5 of 11 for me is only 80%. She's got one more tier to go 100%, and when she does, that gives me 310%. Now, I know a lot of people will be saying, Rachel Garrett, that's who you want to be using. Well, yes, I would say Rachel Garrett would be ideal. But the one thing is she's only 30% and she's got the synergy, which is fine. But when you add the math up for this particular loadout at this current level, it's only giving me 280%. Not really it's 10% less. Yes, it's 10%. It's not an awful lot, but that makes a difference. That does make a big difference. So for me, having that 10%, she's not valid for it at the minute. Now, her next tier, again, is another 20%, going to 50%. So, again, that's going to give me 300%. So if I had 5 of 11 maxed out and I took her to tier 2, 5 of 11 still will trump Rachel Garrett, but only by 10%. That's it. Soon as Rachel Garrett goes tier 3, that's it. No questions asked. She's at 80% and giving this particular loadout a 330% loot increase. That's 30%, sorry, 20% over 5 of 11. Massive change. I'll be using Rachel all day long. Now, Carol Marcus is also a good one as well, because obviously, as we saw here, she'll top out at 700%, and as well, if you're able to find any sourcing for Rachel, she'll top out at 200% as well. So using this particular loadout, having these two officers maxed will give you a grand total of 1,000% loot. 1,000%. Bearing in mind, maxed Rachel's 200%, maxed Carol is 700%, so that's 900%. Then you've got Picard at 60, Synergy with an extra 40, giving you that extra 100, making it 1,000%. Now, there is no sourcing at current for both Rachel and Carol. There is some sourcing for Carol in sort of form of officers, but it's more of an unlock rather than anything. For newer players who didn't source her during the month that she was launched. But other than that, I can't really find any sourcing for these two particular officers. But 5 of 11 does actually have sourcing in the form of the Ultra Recruit Pack, the Officer Depot, and there is actually some in the Augment as well. So, and I'm sure there's a couple of other places where 5 of 11 actually is as well. So there are more sourcing for 5 of 11. So at the minute, she would probably be your better option for crewing. Now, other crews that you can consider would be Pipe Road Chen if you wanted to in the early systems. Once you get high, it could be a little bit problematic. I did have a couple of screenshots, but as you can see here, I've got an Augment crew right there. I mean, you can consider using this one as well if you wanted to punch higher. So this is what the loadout I would use. Harry Kim is going to give me the, if I've done my Star Path research, will give me that shield regeneration and isolated damage. Yes, I could actually put Neelix and BLT on here as well on below deck for the extra isolated damage. Q for repairing your hull, but again, that's me having to tier this thing out to a high level, and as you can see, level 55 is where it's going to max out come officers, and there's still, what, believe me now, that's still 35, yeah, 35 levels without an additional officer below deck, but hey yo. So I've got this one as my primary Augment crew should I want to use it, but I also do have the Augment loot crew. As you can see, that I have actually included Rachel Garrett, not taking into account the fact that I didn't, when I set this up, I did not do the math on how better 5 of 11 is for me right now, but Rachel Garrett will end up becoming the primary staple. Dr. EMH and Doc Brown below deck as well for loot crew. Dane for impulse speed if you really feel like running around the system, but you're putting this ship at the edge of your system, you're letting it grind the hostiles. Do you really need Dane? No. Find a different officer, but again, that is going to be your choice. So, but for early on, for me, how I would look at this, this is the loadout I'm going to use. I've got a little bit of loot boosting. It's not much, but these are increasing it to 3.4 million for me from 2.8. And yeah, I can still fill my cargo bay before I actually need to come home. If we actually look at some of the battle logs I had from last night, that was me doing a bit of grinding. So as you can see here, this was the last one. And oh, okay, so I didn't actually fill my cargo bay. Okay, so that could be a little bit problematic. I did kill the go after the 38s, but 36s and 38s, because I can kill a fair whack of them. But let's have a look. Where is the ones I did in the 40s? Doobie-doobie-doo. Hang on. If I just look at this, this was the ones where I was telling I was full. And what crew was I using? Oh yeah, I was using max loot. So max loot, I'm full. But the one thing is, as you can see, even here, using the max loot crew, I'm still killing many more. But look how much hull I've got left, despite the fact my cargo is full. Yeah, I'm now at that point. I'm just basically killing for reputation. That is it. Just killing for reputation. Now, I know a lot of players will be saying, why didn't you go to the 40 system? I did join recording. 4 targets, that's all I got. And one of them was a 38. Well, I got 2 40s and a 38. That's all I got with the loot crew. Now, if I put a different PvE crew on it, I might be able to go and kill a lot more. So that is something worth actually looking into. Should you want to. Now as well, you can also think about maybe using the Strange New Worlds crew should you want to, but again, that's going to be down to you how you feel about using it. But that's pretty much it on crewing. There are a number of PvP options: PMC, Voyager, Strange New Worlds, Enterprise E, loot, cargo. The possibilities are endless with the number of crews. It depends on where you want to go grinding and how you want to do it. So I'm going to go put this thing out, and I'm actually going to put a I'm actually going to put my Augment crew onto it for now, which means I've only got a 2.86 million cargo. But let's see how that actually does while I finish off the rest of the video for Augment grinding in the level 40 system. So just get this out there. So obviously this is where you're going to go grinding. I did try go killing a 60, wiped me out. I barely scratched it. I didn't even get a shot off. In fact, I tell you what, I'll show you that particular battle log. It was literally one of those, why did you do it? But hey ho. So 38. As you can see, a lot of 38. So this was the first one I did. As you can see, barely scratched it. Battle log. Shields depleted right here. Destroyed, 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 destroyed. Didn't even get a shot off. Now, the firing pattern for this thing is, well, it's the same through every single round. This is the firing pattern for the Reliant. As you can see, it's the same. 5 weapons, though. 5 weapons, which is actually quite good. So, yeah, there we go. So we're going to let him grind. So let's jump into the faction store now. Now, sourcing for this thing is done through the Augment store, which is going to be here. It's normally the first chest. It's 100,000 common splices for 2 blueprints, 200 blueprints to actually build this thing. So, yeah. 100 days to actually do, or was it about 92 to 94 days on the 22-hour cooldown time? Yeah, 22-hour cooldown timer. So, what are you going to get with the Reliance? Well, obviously you're going to be able to send it out. Grinding is going to get you your loot for your splicers, which is going to help you to be able to do these loops. Now, I'm going to hold off on this one just a moment because I want to make a point with this one. But we're going to start here with the Reliant Mega Chest. This is a 22-hour cooldown timer. But in here, what you're going to get is you're going to get credits, the Wrath credits of all rarities. You're going to get the choice token. You're going to get some augment points as well. Parts for the ship as well, so you can upgrade it. And then some titanium. The Sigma titanium you'll probably only see when you're a G6 player. If you've seen it below, then brilliant. Means you can start building that up because you will actually need that later on. Prices are quite reasonable as well once you actually do this. I would recommend, if you can, with the amount of grinding you'll be doing, 25,000 per day. I mean, it's like 2 runs realistically. The Reliant will actually get enough for me to do this chest and then jump into here and do the max pull on this one, and I've still got some left over. So basically means I'm going to be able to get 800 out of here, and then I'm also going to be able to get 800 out of here, giving me a total of 1,600 common Wraith credits, which is actually quite nice. I'm not going to grumble. Once I go further, again, depending on how this price is scaling up, I'm sure there's a chart on the spreadsheet, so do go check that out. The links will be in Rev's Discord and the Officer Tool Discord as well to see those spreadsheets. So that's the Reliant Mega Claim, making things a little bit easier. So I forgot to claim them last night. I'll wait till later on to actually claim it along with the other one in 9 hours. Obviously, you're going to have... well, I shouldn't be going into this one just yet because it's this is the particular chest. Obviously, getting 1,600 credits a day means that at least I can guarantee every single day I'm going to be able to do this, which is going to knock me back by 500. Get another 600, 1,600. I'll be able to do the 2 chest pull. So roughly 1 chest pull one day, 2 chest pull the following day, if I've done the math correctly. So it should work out about right, and I'll still be building up common credits, which means I can work on those favors as well and other stuff in here. So other chests that you're going to get is like this priority 1 mega chest. Again, this is the uncommon splicers. So again, you're going to need them. 100. So doing that Reliant mega gift on the 2 chest pull means you're going to be able to at least do 1 of these per day. Obviously in here you're going to get planetary charts, you're going to get trait XP, assignment speed ups for both normal and Sigma, refresh tokens as well, and some officer XP. This is all guaranteed, so you do not need to worry about that. So like I say, Reliant Mega claim that. If you can do the 2 chest pull, do the 2 chest pull, and you'll be able to do that priority claim as well. Now next up is going to be the Forbidden Tech Mega Claim. In realistic reality, I probably wouldn't say this is one of the best ones. I mean, 1500 product matter, yeah, okay. Tier up catalyst, fusion rods, yeah, okay. Guaranteed fusion rods, that's fine, but the chance of everything else, I really wouldn't recommend it. I mean, as you can see here, these are the chances. One guaranteed to pull one of the following. Catalyst is 33%, product matter 33%, and reactor 33%. So yeah, it's going to be hit and miss on which one you're actually going to be get. And just for you on this video, I'm actually going to pull this one. Didn't do it last night, so I'm going to do it now. What we're going to get? There we go. We've got fusion rods and tech reactors. Okay, not really what I wanted in the tech reactors, but hey ho. Fusion rods, yes, I would like, because I need 64,000 of them just to unlock the cell keys for mining FT. But yeah, it's up to you whether you go for that. I wouldn't really. Yeah, I wouldn't really be jumping over the moon for this one, but it's entirely your discretion. Now, obviously, the choice tokens you're going to get is what you get in these particular officer chests as well. So what you'll be able to do is add them up, and then you'll be able to take them down to, where are you? These 5 officers here, and start pulling into these that you particularly want. So it's like, if I look at DeMarco here, it's going to cost me 50 just for one shard, or I can go 10 for 500. So getting those extra choice tokens means I'm going to be able to pull these officers a little bit more frequently and get them maxed a little bit faster. The closest one for me being maxed is going to be Hugh, so this is probably going to be one that I'm going to be focused on. Getting that below deck ability of critical chance up as high as I can possibly go. 70% chance I go, so it's 25%, but 70% chance of it actually boosting. And obviously, the more rounds the fight goes, the more guaranteed it's actually going to happen. So now, there is also another chest which is down at the bottom, which is the tier up gift. You will get this. Now, I'm looking at this before I go into the favorites, because I need it primarily for this particular one, because there's specific officers that you can actually get. But you need to do this, and it'll only be when you actually tier up the ship. So I've only got 3 left of these, and there is a reason why I'm going to say 3 in a moment. But again, you're getting some guaranteed credits as well. It's not an awful lot, but it's something. So when you get the first chest, then you will be able to come in and look at these 3 particular officers here. Christopher Pike, 511, and the Borg Queen. The Borg Queen, one of the most worst created officers in the game, considering her character in lore. Her lore is technically the leader of one of the most powerful races in our galaxy. Before anyone says species in 8472, they are not native to our galaxy. They're from an interdimensional, transdimensional realm where it's fluid rather than open. So she is the leader of the most powerful race in this galaxy. Oh, unless you want to consider the new evil hostiles brought in by Strange New Worlds. I'm not even going to touch on that. But anyway, for me, out of here, the best one for me will be 511. Get her up as quickly as possible to that 1,000 shard mark, so I can get her maxed out. Christopher Pike, he's already maxed. I don't need to worry. Don't need to waste my time with that one. Yes, I can get transporter patterns, but I don't need them. Borg Queen, yes, I could consider it. As you can see, she's on a path to being maxed. I'll just let it. I'll naturally get her shards as and when. 5 of 11 is far more important for me on that one. But again, it's down to you what's more important. Lower levels, if you've not got Pike maxed, he would be your best option. 5 for your PvE grinding. Now, I said I've only got 3 more pulls of them to do, because I've obviously done the first one. And the reason being is because at tier 5, that's when it changes up to the next batch of officers. So I can get Cisco, Divana, or Carol Freeman at tier 5. Again, I'm only going to have so many options, about 4 pulls of these, I believe. So I can pick whichever one I want. Cisco's max, Divana Tindy is max. So the only one I'll be going for out of this one is Carol Freeman. If you are a PvP player, Carol Freeman's going to be your best. Armadas will be Cisco. Generally, anything else, Divana Tindy, because it's hull increase. Then, tier 10 of the Reliant is going to give you 3 more officers to go at. Strange New Worlds Pike, I believe I've already maxed, so I don't need to worry too much about him. But then I've got EMH or Enterprise E Doctor, so I could actually choose which one. EMH Doctor sounds a little bit better for the loot side of things, but Picard, Enterprise Picard, is isolated damage on his officer's ability. So, yeah, which one would I go for? I'd probably go for the isolated damage as well, so I could actually kill more hostiles, because then I can get more loot that way as well. But, yeah, having the increased of loot would be nice. And then finally, tier 15, we'll see these 3 officers, which is Carol Marcus, Scotty, and Tora. Again, all 3 of these officers, yep, I can choose either of them. Carol Marcus, most likely for the loot increase. Scotty gives me the loot increase as an officer's ability for Armadas only. And Tora, she's a captain's ability for loot increase. And I believe it's doubling of shots. Or increasing the number of shots as an officer's ability. So she's got a lot of value there. So which one would I go for? In my opinion, my personal choice, going to be a while before I get there. Plenty of time to think about it. But off the top of my head, I'd say Carol Marcus for a below deck ability. Officer's ability of increasing the number of splices. Get it close to that 700 as I can. But yeah, I'm not even going to get enough shards to actually increase it to tier 2, to be perfectly honest. Scotty, I've already got at tier 2. So... but as well, I need the priority 1 credits for actually upgrading these things. So, but that's the officers there. And then coming into here, we've got the favours. Now, where are we started? I believe it's starting here. So we've got these 5 here, not the one grayed out, just the 5 highlighted. These are obviously reduction in... increasing cost efficiency for the shards for specific groups. In this case, on screen is the Retaliation Squad, making it cheaper to unlock them and get promotions as well. You've got the Symbiosis crew as well. You've got the Galaxy Quest crew, which is ideal for your entities. And then you've got Mirror Universe, and you've also got NX-01. So... which NX-01 is more your normal your Xindi reptilians. But anyway, that's the way it is. Advanced drafting is also available, but again, that starts at tier 3. That's increasing your hull health. No, hang on. It's not hull health, that one, is it? Oh, lordy. Remembering all these... no, it's increasing the chest pull for the priority 1... Starship Blueprints, giving you that extra chest. Do you really want that one? It's entirely your discretion. It depends on how much of that research you've done in the away team's tree. But, yeah, I mean, it's not something that I would actively go after. I'll probably go after when I've done all the rest of it. Next up is going to be the hyper-analgesia and the hypo-analgesia, which is basically your critical damage. One is the hyper-analgesia is increasing your critical damage floor, so the damage can't be reduced, and then the hypo-analgesia is also reducing enemy critical damage, but it does not apply in station combat, so you can't use it in raiding. Again, this unlocks at tier 4, so it's something to work towards and build up the credits for. Next up is advanced structural integrity, which is basically increasing your hull health of your ship, starting at 300% and topping out at level 5 at 2000%. Quite a significant increase, but then again, that's what it's all about at the minute in the game, is power creep to the extreme now. Metaphasic shielding is obviously another one that we're going to have as well, again increasing by the looks of it on the same parameters, topping out at 2000%. There we go. Now there is one extra one that's not in here right now because I'd already done that one, is the Augment Warp Core. I had enough to actually max this thing out straight away, so it starts off at 75 going to 920, which basically means I can reach at least a level 62 system already, because when I launched her, my warp range was 65. The highest I could go was the level 38 system. Now I can reach level 62, but obviously I can't kill those hostiles. But I've got that done. It's done, dusted, don't need to worry about it. XL's superhighways. Obviously, we've got superhighways in Augment space as well, connecting the level 40 system, the level 50 system, 60 and 70. So making it easy just to get through those particular grades. And then obviously the tier up gift, which we've already looked at. So that's the faction store, and that's what the Reliant actually gives you access to. The highways start at tier 5, so just bear that in mind. But most of it as well, you can start early on, but you'll start being able to get all the others. The one thing is, though, is the amount of credits that you actually get, because this loop was meant to be done on a slow grind. Getting 1,600 of these a day from the two sources here and the Reliant Mega Chairs. Oh, we're still grinding. We're still grinding. Okay, we're doing pretty well. Means that, yes, you are going to be able to do it. You will be able to get through the favors. So it's like 1,600 a day. If I didn't get the planetary charts, which is also going to be part of the problem, I could look at potentially going for the hull health. That's going to take me 4 days to actually get enough just to do that one level. And then obviously it depends on how it increases as well. But looking at the others, like NXO crew here, 10,000. So that's going to take me around about a week to do, if not more. So yeah, but again, like I said, it's then me turning around and not getting the planetary charts to do the away teams. Now, I can actually go for extra credits if I want to using the trade downs. But again, there is a value cost on that one as well. So just have to watch out for that one. So now, when it comes to the reputation as well, the Reliant cannot help you with a reputation. However, your loot crews can. Obviously, my reputation has been increasing the whole time it's been grinding. But again, I'm not going to turn around and say the Reliant will help you with your Augment reputation grinding, because it won't. Only your loot crews will. So that's that. Now, let's have a quick look at the battle logs so far. Oh, right, just click on that. No, I've still got some hull left over. So let's have a quick look at the battle logs then. So as we can see, we're doing pretty well with the grinding. And 150,000 from this, which is quite nice. The battle log itself, how long we're lasting, we're going 4 rounds on this one. So, but as you can see, this destabilization is not even working in the slightest. So, yep, I can go after the 40s using my Augment crew. But how was it filling my cargo bay? Not very fast. So, and I am going to end up being destroyed before I actually get that full, which is a shame, really. That means more runs, more repair costs. So for me, loot crew would be the best one to fill it up, or increase your cargo capacity and go after the 38s. That way I will increase my I will get max cargo on less repair costs. But then again, the repair costs, last time I looked at it, there wasn't one when I looked at it the other day. But what I'll do is I'll recall it just to see if we got a repair cost on the actual ship. I can repair it and send it back out to do another run later on. So I'll tell you what, just stop there. We'll get the Discovery to bring him in a bit faster. Come on. Here we go. So pull him back in. Recall. Here we go. Now we do have a repair cost. So there is actually a repair cost. So just bear that in mind as well. So anyway, that's it. That's the Reliant. Nice and simple. One trick pony. Go out, grind, and start working your way through your Augment store. If you've got any comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like the video if you found the video useful. Until then, I'm Admiral Pegasus. Stay safe, live long and prosper, and I shall catch you on the Akira video. Yeah, that's coming up. See you soon. Goodbye.